Hey guys, I'm Sage Valentine and I'm back here to review another episode of CBS's Big Brother Season 20, episode number 19, so let's just get down to it. For those of you that do not want to hear about what happens on the feeds, then your best bet is to fast forward a few minutes, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, because I'm going to talk about what happened today and what happened right after that veto ceremony ended. All right, I'm going to give you a second to fast forward. All right, everybody who's left, here goes. As far as the veto ceremony is concerned, what you need to know is that tomorrow's episode will include a scene where Tyler went off at Bayleigh. And it had to be pretty bad because, number one, the feeds were down for 45 minutes. And number two, by the time the feeds came back up, the house was extremely tense. And Bayleigh was shook. Now, here's the thing. When I said at the beginning of last Sunday's episode, which was the Sunday that just passed, I said that everything that happens to Bayleigh this week is her own fault. I was talking about gameplay. I was not talking about Bayleigh being screamed at. I was not talking about Bayleigh being alienated by the HOH, who then locked her door so that Bayleigh could not talk to her and at least get some background as to why she's being backdoored. I did not say anything about Tyler smirking around the house, and then every time Bayleigh spoke to him, he was acting foolish. And he did not act this way towards Caitlyn. So clearly this situation is personal for him. And for those of you who do not understand what I'm saying, meaning those of you who did not watch the feeds, you need to understand that he has been targeting Bayleigh since day one before anybody did anything. He has been targeting her ever since then. Every conversation that he had was about Bayleigh being nominated. So today when I went on the feeds, because I was actually online and I was like looking at what was going on as far as Tumblr to kind of get abreast of what was happening, I saw a tweet come in because like I'm talking to you on my cell phone right now, so I get these little banners that come down. For those of you who have Apple phones, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it popped up and said, okay, everybody, can you go into the living room in 2 minutes? So everybody gathers in the living room, and I'm clicking on the feeds like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. All right. So Haley held a house meeting because last night she said that she had had enough of the way that Bayleigh was being treated by Tyler and Angela, and she said that she wanted to reveal that she was a hacker, and Bayleigh talked her out of it on the feeds, but Haley was determined to do this. She did her house meeting. She revealed that she was the hacker and that Bayleigh was not the hacker. Well, Tyler became defensive, as always when he lies, and he shot down what Haley said, and all of a sudden, Bayleigh spoke. And when she spoke, all that animosity that she felt towards Tyler, for God knows how long, came out. She began to project, and she went off so much that she bit the inside of her mouth, and her mouth started bleeding. There was so much emotion in that reaction that Tyler was basically outed to the entire house. Whether or not they choose to believe it is going to be in the back of their heads for the next couple weeks. And Tyler faked this reaction of him being hurt and ran upstairs and saying, "I'm not the villain," and started crying the fake crocodile tears. Probably the same tears that he had after being nominated. And you guys didn't get a chance to see that on the TV show, but he did cry. He was all upset, and he cries, and he has this reaction, and a lot of people online are afraid that Bayleigh's reaction today will be used to paint her as an angry black woman on top of the edits that she received last week. So here's the thing. Last week, Bayleigh was HOH. Bayleigh was on a power trip, but honey, everybody who becomes an HOH is on a power trip. If you've been watching my videos, you already know I'm objective, so I call a spade a spade. This week, once Bayleigh brought back her curls, she calmed down. She hasn't really been doing much. Maybe talking to Angela because she thought that she could trust Angela because she and Angela were cool at one point, but Bayleigh has no idea about the comments that Angela and Rachel made, one of which said something about tanning, turning a little bit brown, and that means they're getting a little bit ghetto. So that is why I feel some type of way about Bayleigh being backdoored during Angela's HOH reign. It's very hard for me as a viewer of Big Brother to watch this happen every single year for the past 19 years. Which is why this year I said I am not a fan of anybody this season, especially Bayleigh and Swaggy, because I'm like, I can't go through this again. So seeing Bayleigh emotional and upset, and you can tell how heartbroken she was. I'm telling you this from watching the feed. There are videos popping up around where you can see what's going on. You have your own opinion and I have mine. The thing is that for Bayleigh to have that much emotion in what she was saying versus Tyler being unable to really shoot back anything proves that Tyler cannot be trusted, and the votes are not going to change in my opinion. Bayleigh's still going to be backdoored, but now Tyler is outed. As for Haley, it seems like Haley kind of got off scot-free because some people don't believe that she is the hacker and some people do. And then some people think that Bayleigh put Haley up to this. But my thing is this in terms of the hacker. If Bayleigh was the hacker, Bayleigh more than likely would have told them that she was the hacker. And out of all the people to put up, I couldn't see her putting up Tyler. I could see her putting up JC or something, but Tyler, no. It's funny how these house guests can't even see that Haley is the one that's not talking so much, and she's the one that has been considered irrelevant. And of course the word irrelevant had to come out of all people's mouths, Angela, as if she wasn't just the IKEA lamp or furniture a couple minutes or weeks before that, days before she became HOH. But just so you know, I was not feeling Tyler acting foolish towards Bayleigh, and I'm not feeling Angela and this vendetta to get Bayleigh out as if Bayleigh is a true threat to her game, when really this whole idea is coming from Tyler. And if you watch the feed, you know what I'm talking about. It's coming from Tyler. Let Tyler do his dirty work. All these people keep doing Tyler's dirty work. It's time for Tyler to do his own dirty work. And I hope that eventually these people wake up and realize what Tyler is doing. But if Tyler makes it to the end, whoever he's up against, no matter how much of a floater they are, they're going to win, not Tyler. So just a reminder, Angela's the HOH. She nominated Scotty and Rockstar. Haley became the hacker. Haley took Scotty off the block and put up Tyler. Tyler's pissed. He wants to know who this hacker is. Haley said the reason why she nominated him is because she realized that he has a lot more going on in this house than a lot of people realize that he does. Angela says that she needs to save Tyler, of course, because that's the only reason that she's still in this game, to do his bidding. And before you guys get on me about that, the thing is that I watch Big Brother to see people play this game, not to play this game for somebody else and do somebody else's bidding. I find that to be completely boring gameplay. Scotty is glad that he was saved, but he hopes that this whole situation does not result in him being backdoored. Haley says that Tyler is shaking, and she tells us that she had to keep the fact that she is the hacker secret. And in doing so, she could not save Rockstar. Well, we get another JC segment. Then Tyler believes that Bayleigh is the hacker. I know, shocking, completely shocking, as if Bayleigh is not in his vocabulary and on his mind at all times. He has this weird, creepy obsession with Bayleigh in this game. And if you don't believe me, go online and you will find a tweet that's like one of those like live coverage tweets from the Big Brother accounts where Tyler says something like he doesn't care if Bayleigh stays this week, and Casey's like, what are you talking about? She's going home. And he was just like, well, I don't care if she stays. And I'm just like, dude, you don't like Bayleigh, so why are you trying to drum up a scenario where she stays? Ugh, Tyler's so annoying. So Tyler believes that Bayleigh put him up on the block because he let it be known that Scotty was his best friend. He told her this last week. And he believes this is her way of getting back at him. Well, JC is, as always, present during a conversation between Rockstar, Bayleigh, and Haley. And he takes the information that he hears right to Angela and Casey. And Angela comes up with this idea of confronting Bayleigh about being the hacker. And Casey tells her to play dumb. Angela says that Bayleigh has been acting super weird for this past week. What does that have to do with the gameplay? And also, that whole hacker thing happened like maybe a day or so before they had this conversation. So what does that have to do with Bayleigh acting weird? Anyways, the idea is going to be to make Bayleigh feel like she's safe so that Bayleigh won't use her power, even though she can't use her power at this point. But also to be sure that Bayleigh won't see this backdoor coming. Really, can anybody from level 4 think for themselves? No, not at all. Not even the level 4 adjacent players can think for themselves. And this whole blame the black girl thing is really transparent, and it's getting old because it happens every single season. Really, it could translate into blame the black person, and a lot of people will say, well, are you playing the race card? You shouldn't play the race card. Honey, you need to go back to season 1. Be objective and watch every single season, and you will see where black people in this game get blamed for everything, even when they're not in the mix. Or this recent trend of, I can't wait to see the black person go off and act ghetto. And it's really disgusting. This has nothing to do with gameplay, in my opinion. But anyway, Casey and Angela say that they need to win the veto because they have to look out for Tyler's best interests. When are we going to get a season where people go back to being what they used to be, actual players, and not minions for just one person? Because it's getting really old. So they convince Bayleigh that they're going to keep the nominations the same even if they win the veto. And Bayleigh wonders who is the person that nominated Tyler. Who is the hacker? Angela says that she doesn't want to get any blood on her hands, which is why she's not going to use the veto. They really fool Bayleigh, and Bayleigh says it would be good if Tyler goes home. On a side note, I'm wondering why Bayleigh even trusted Angela after Angela backstabbed her friend Rachel. Like, I wouldn't trust a person like that in this game at all. Really, I wouldn't trust anybody, but I definitely wouldn't trust someone who backstabbed their friend and sent their friend out of the house. Because there have been seasons where people were friends and they did not backstab each other. Angela's very vicious. So Haley said that she's going to pick someone to play in the veto competition who won't raise red flags. Not knowing that that was the idea that Angela and Casey hoped that the hacker, aka Bayleigh, because they believe she's a hacker, would do. And Haley kind of fell into their trap. Didn't even know it. So we get to the veto competition where the players get to pick players. And as we know, the hacker hacked it and chose Casey. And I'm just like, if Bayleigh was going to pick somebody to play in the veto, she probably would have picked JC or Scotty. I couldn't see her picking Casey. It just doesn't sound right. But Haley said that this move will make a teeny little splash in the game and no one will suspect that it's her. So, by automatic draw, Tyler ends up having Brett on his side and Rockstar ends up having Scotty on her side to play in the veto. And Angela picked them again by random draw. Brett said that he would win this veto and save Tyler. I'm just like, Brett, you haven't won one competition. I have no hope for you. Jesse comes to host the veto competition and Angela won the veto. But here's how, because they had that competition where it was the whole gift thing and they could trade. So the 6th place winner in the veto was Rockstar and she got the veto as a gift. Angela was the 5th place and she switched Jesse's fitness food program for the veto. Casey was in 4th place and she chose this Healthy Honolulu prize where she could go take a trip to Honolulu. Well, Brett, I keep saying his name wrong. Brett won 3rd place and he got the Health Nut mascot costume prize and he switched that for the Healthy Honolulu trip. So Casey has to wear the outfit. Well, Scotty tells Tyler that he is going to save him if he wins the veto and tells him to throw the competition, and Tyler does not trust him. So he's not about to do that. Well, Scotty got 2nd place in the competition and he won $5,000. Tyler got 1st place and he won the Instagram Me 24 hours of taking care of your granny competition. Not competition, but like prize. There you go. So Tyler, instead of taking the veto, decided to take the Healthy Honolulu prize, which to me is not surprising because he's got all his minions in this game, so he could just take a prize. And by not taking the $5,000 from Scotty, now Scotty is trusting him, and by keeping him safe, Angela has Scotty on level 4's side. But the thing is, Scotty's at the bottom rung of that alliance, so Scotty is not safe. And once Angela was able to make sure that she kept the veto, obviously she won, and she says that she always gets what she wants. Well, Bayleigh's shocked. At this time, this should have clued Bayleigh in that something is up, something's going on. Why is Angela so adamant to keep this veto? But it doesn't. Haley saw how Tyler chose not to guarantee himself safety and instead take the Hawaii trip, and she's side-eyeing him as I am, but again, he has minions that will save him. So Angela and Tyler are chatting, and Tyler knows that Scotty trusts him now since he did not take Scotty's $5,000. Casey has to wear this health nuttatard and sing a song every time she hears the song come up. It's like the Peck song or the athletic song. It's something having to do with Jesse. Rockstar has to cook for the house and then work out. But then she also has to make a shake for herself. No matter how nasty it is, she has to consume it or drink it. Bayleigh goes up to talk to Angela and Casey because at some point in this game, I don't remember the exact week, but there was supposed to be a girls' alliance. There was, but Rachel was not the head of that alliance. And Bayleigh figured this week that she could trust Angela and Casey because she really didn't trust her alliance that much, despite the fact that both Haley and Rockstar really trust her. So really, Bayleigh's just being paranoid. Bayleigh says that maybe Angela should use the veto, take down Rockstar, and put up Scotty. Angela says that she wants to make a big move in this game. She tells us that. And her big move would be to put up Bayleigh and backdoor her, but that move belongs to Tyler, not Angela. So we get to the veto ceremony meeting, and Angela, of course, takes down Tyler, and she makes it all dramatic before she decides to put Bayleigh up as his replacement. She claims that she knows who the hacker is, and the conversations that they had was a stream of fabricated lies, and a promise means nothing when it's followed by lies. And she said, Bayleigh, you are the replacement nominee, and Bayleigh's just like, I'm not the hacker. And Anda says, well, you had your week. There's no need for you to take control of my HOH. No, because you can't have two people controlling an HOH. And Tyler right now is in the driver's seat. Bayleigh says to us that she knows she's not the hacker. Haley feels guilty because she feels like her moves that she made as the hacker are the reason why Bayleigh was nominated. No. Bayleigh's been a target of Tyler's for a long, long time. Angela just went along with it because she, quote unquote, has a problem with Bayleigh, but Bayleigh has done nothing to her game-wise. Angela's happy because she made a big move, and Tyler knew that he could trust Angela, and he said that Bayleigh's a dangerous player because she has a power app. No, Bayleigh should not have told Level 4 that she had that app. But in doing so, that meant that she was trying to work with them. Even though that was kind of a foolish move anyway, but still. If she really wanted to get back at them, she could have just used the power app and nominated who she wanted to nominate and call it a day. See, the thing about Level 4 is that I am waiting for them to finally turn on one another, and when they do, it's going to be a complete bloodbath. And even though Brett cannot win any competitions, I feel like eventually he will end up winning at least one, and if he doesn't, he will talk his way through the rest of this game. And whoever sits on the block at the end next to Tyler will win. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, Bayleigh's going to be a bitter juror, and I hate these seasons when there are bitter jurors. You'd be bitter too if you spend all your summer playing a game to win money and you didn't win it, and then you get kicked out of the house for a stupid reason that had nothing to do with the game. It had to do with something that was extremely personal. And a lot of people online are saying something about they're tired of people making these games personal, but yet you can't see how Tyler has made his gameplay completely personal. And when you see that segment of Bayleigh just releasing all that pent up energy, that's how I'm going to describe it. I'm not going to describe it as her going off, her blacking out, whatever. No, she released that pent up energy. It's something else. It is what it is, but you all take care and let me know what you felt about tonight's episode. And again, to all the people who are following this and don't want to hear the spoilers, it's very hard for me not to talk about what's happening on the feeds if people are asking me to talk about it. The only thing that I can do is write a disclaimer and tell you there are going to be spoilers, but even then, if you choose to watch it, there's nothing that I can do about that. And just so you know, every other YouTuber who is watching the show and giving you their comments, their opinion, they are talking about the feeds unless they do not have the feeds or they're talking about social media. You're not going to be able to escape the spoilers unless, of course, you decide that you just want to stay off social media until you see that episode, and maybe that's something that you should do. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I will review tomorrow's episode. I will review Sunday's episode, next Wednesday, Thursday, and next Sunday, and so on and so forth. I love you guys. Take care and leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode and just general things you want to talk about if you watch the feeds or if you've been following along on social media. Alright guys, love you all. Bye guys. Bye.